Welcome to the craziest game in the NFC East you'll never forget. It was a wild roller coaster of a finish, packed with missed kicks, crazy returns, jaw-dropping touchdowns, and a whole lot of drama. The Dallas Cowboys, fresh off a 5-game losing streak, managed to pull off an incredible 34-26 victory over the Washington Commanders in a game that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Let's break it down, shall we? Because this game deserves an explanation that's as dramatic as the fourth quarter itself. You won't believe what went down in the final few minutes. Slow start, wild finish. The game started like a dull, old-school NFC East slugfest. Both teams struggled to find any rhythm in the first half. By halftime, the score was tied 3-3, and it was safe to say no one was expecting a 60-point shootout. Washington's offense, led by quarterback Jayden Daniels, couldn't get things going, and Dallas, well, they were missing some of their key players like quarterback Dak Prescott, hamstring, and defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, foot. But that didn't stop them from bringing the heat. Then came the second half, and boy, did things get interesting. The Commanders took the lead early in the third quarter, and it felt like they might just run away with it. But no, the Cowboys weren't going down without a fight. Dallas quarterback Cooper Rush, filling in for Prescott, threw a clutch 22-yard touchdown pass to tight end Luke Schoonmaker, the rookie's first career touchdown, giving the Cowboys a 20-9 lead. Things were starting to feel like they were finally in control. Special teams mayhem. But just when it looked like the Cowboys had this one in the bag, the real madness began. Washington's Jayden Daniels wasn't ready to go quietly. With just over 3 minutes left, he connected with Terry McLaurin for an 86-yard touchdown. And just like that, it was a 3-point game. But wait, there's more. On the ensuing kickoff, the ball bounced straight through the legs of Cowboys returner KaVontae Turpin. What a disaster. But, ever the optimist, Turpin scooped the ball up at the 1-yard line, spun through the Washington coverage like he was auditioning for Dancing with the Stars, and took it 99 yards to the house for the touchdown. It was the most electrifying play of the game. And at that point, it felt like it might have sealed the Cowboys' win. Or so we thought. Washington wasn't giving up. Daniels and McLaurin worked their magic again, connecting on that 86-yard touchdown with just 33 seconds left. Now, all they needed was the extra point to tie the game, and that's when the wheels fell off for Washington. Kicker Austin Seibert, who had already been having a rough day, pulled the extra point attempt wide left. Ouch. The Cowboys' special teams showdown. You'd think it couldn't get any worse for the Commanders. Right? Wrong. Washington attempted an onside kick to keep their hopes alive. But Cowboys safety Juanyeh Thomas had other ideas. He fielded the ball cleanly and dashed 43 yards down the field for another touchdown, putting the Cowboys up 34-26 with just 14 seconds left. Dallas had one job, run out the clock. But instead, they decided to add a little cherry on top with the touchdown. And yes, Washington still had one final chance to tie things up. Daniels launched a Hail Mary pass, aiming for the heavens. But Cowboys safety Israel Mukuamu had the last laugh, intercepting the pass and sealing the deal for Dallas. How we got here. So how did we get to this insane finish? Well, the first half was an absolute comedy of errors. The Commanders blocked a Cowboys field goal, but then missed their own. The Cowboys couldn't catch a break either, with kicker Brandon Aubrey's second field goal attempt clanking off the upright. To make things even more ridiculous, the Commanders' Noah Igbinoghene intercepted a pass, fumbled it, and it was recovered by Cowboys fullback Hunter Luepke, but Igbinoghene was flagged for defensive pass interference. The whole thing was like watching a blooper reel. But, after halftime, things settled down a bit. Washington leaned on their run game, especially with Brian Robinson Jr. sidelined. And Daniels found a groove. But the big plays kept coming. Rush and the Cowboys offense came through when it mattered most. And the final few minutes were a blur of chaos and unforgettable moments. The final word. In the end, the Cowboys snapped their 5-game losing streak and picked up a much-needed 34-26 win. This was their largest upset since 2010. And it came just in the nick of time. They're now 4-7 and still alive for a playoff spot, which is pretty remarkable considering all the injuries and drama they've been dealing with. As for Washington, it was a heartbreaking loss. They fought valiantly, but the missed extra point and onside kick touchdown were just too much to overcome. Their record now sits at 7-5, and they've lost 3 straight. And if you think this game was crazy, just wait until the next one. The Cowboys are gearing up for another NFC East clash, and you can bet they're ready to carry this momentum forward. If you enjoyed this wild ride of a game, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insane game breakdowns. Oh, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the next roller coaster of a game. See you next time, football fans. Cowboys to face Washington Commanders without Zach Martin and Trevon Diggs. The Dallas Cowboys will be missing two key players when they face the Washington Commanders on Sunday, right guard Zach Martin and cornerback Trevon Diggs. Both players were ruled out due to injuries, leaving the Cowboys without a significant portion of their salary cap in this pivotal matchup. Injuries to key veterans. Zach Martin, a cornerstone of the Cowboys' offensive line, was listed as doubtful earlier in the week and did not practice due to ankle and shoulder injuries. With Martin officially ruled out, the Cowboys will likely rely on either TJ Bass or Brock Hoffman to fill in at right guard. This marks a crucial absence for Dallas, as Martin's $15.5 million cap hit is not only a financial burden but also a loss in terms of on-field stability. Trevon Diggs, the star cornerback, is another significant absence for the Cowboys. Diggs has been struggling with groin and knee injuries and participated in limited practices on Thursday and Friday. However, his injuries have kept him from playing against the Commanders, leaving the Cowboys without their starting cornerback. Diggs' $15.3 million cap hit further amplifies the financial and strategic impact of his absence. Impact on Cowboys' defense and offense. With both Martin and Diggs out, the Cowboys are down more than $100 million in cap space for this game, which includes the high salaries of quarterback Dak Prescott, $44.6 million. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, $20.4 million. And wide receiver Brandon Cooks, $10 million. Who are already on injured reserve. The team has been managing these injuries throughout the season, but the absence of both Martin and Diggs will place additional strain on their depth. For the defense, the absence of Diggs means that the Cowboys will still be without their top three cornerbacks for the entire season. Pro Bowl cornerback Darren Bland is set to make his season debut after missing the first 10 games due to foot surgery. And Jordan Lewis will return after a 1-week absence due to a neck injury. While Bland's return offers a glimmer of hope, the Cowboys' secondary will need to rely on untested players like Josh Butler, Israel Mukuamu, and Keeman Hall, who was elevated from the practice squad. The offensive line shuffle. In addition to Martin, the Cowboys are facing other offensive line issues, with left tackle Tyler Guyton and left guard Tyler Smith also dealing with injuries. Without Martin, the Cowboys' offensive line will have to adjust quickly to ensure that Dak Prescott has the protection needed to execute their game plan. The Cowboys' running game will also feel the absence of one of the NFL's most reliable guards. Cooks and other roster moves. While Brandon Cooks was expected to return from a knee injury, he was not added to the 53-man roster on Saturday. However, the Cowboys did activate tackle Chuma Edoga, toe, and defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, knee, from injured reserve. Both are expected to play on Sunday against the Commanders. To make room for these additions, the Cowboys placed safety Marquise Bell on injured reserve with a shoulder injury and waived defensive end KJ Henry. Looking ahead, with several key players sidelined, the Cowboys' depth will be tested against Washington. The team will need strong performances from their remaining starters, including Dak Prescott, DeMarcus Lawrence, and a revamped secondary. The Cowboys will also have to hope that the replacements on the offensive line and at cornerback can step up and mitigate the losses of Martin and Diggs. Looking forward to Thanksgiving Day. The Cowboys' matchup against the New York Giants may also be in question for Martin, given his ongoing ankle and shoulder issues. As the team looks to stay competitive in the NFC playoff race, getting healthy will be critical. Conclusion. The Cowboys head into Sunday's game against the Washington Commanders without two of their top players, Zach Martin and Trevon Diggs, both of whom have been vital to the team's success. The absence of these key veterans will leave the Cowboys with significant holes to fill, but the team will need to rely on their depth and adaptability to secure a win. The game will also be a proving ground for some of their younger players, including Darren Bland and TJ Bass, as they step into larger roles. As the Cowboys battle through injuries, the next few weeks will be crucial for their playoff hopes.